Good morning. Welcome to the Wolfman Garden channel. Today is all about tomatoes. We're going to go over today the seedlings that we've planted, where they're at, and the difference between a 2-inch pot, a 3-inch pot, and a 4-inch pot, and the difference between putting them under small grow lights versus these $20 shop lights that I bought that have 5,000 lumens and 5,500 Kelvin. And I've done a video on the amount of Kelvin and these shop lights, and I've done a video on this whole thing, and I'll leave a link to that video down in the description if you want to go more into depth. But for today, all these tomatoes that we're going to show you today, they were all planted at the same time. And because they were planted at the same time, you would think that everything would be pretty much the same height. You know, everything should be the same, minus the varieties, right? Well, I'm going to show you right now that that is not true, and the importance of potting up and trying to give your tomato seedlings a bigger area for their roots to grow makes a big difference, as well as getting the right lighting. You want to try to emulate the closest thing you can get to actual daylight. All right, now let's talk right now. This is a Ukraine purple. You can see this one here, or no, wait, this is a magic bullet. Now this magic bullet and this magic bullet, these were the same. Notice all these tomatoes we're showing you today were all planted. They were all seeded at the same time. They were all transplanted within 2 days of each other. The only difference is the size of the pot and the type of grow light that it was under. Now these both are in 3-inch pots. This one here was under a 4-foot grow light. This one here was under a 4-foot shop light. And that shop light, as you can remember, has 5,000 lumens and 5,500 Kelvin. Makes a big difference. Well, you say, well, maybe it's, okay, maybe it is the type and the variety of plant, right? Well, this here is a green zebra. Also planted at the same time as all these. This one here is a green zebra that was under the 4-foot grow light. Notice the difference. This one was under the shop light. This one was under the grow light. Big difference in size. All right. Same with this here. These are 4-inch pots. It's a Ukraine purple versus the Ukraine purple in the same 4-inch pots, but this one was under the shop light, this one under the grow light. Whoop, let go. Hang on a minute. Well, these tomatoes, man, boy, you get them next to each other, they want to grab each other and fight. Anyway, all right, now we got that. Let's look at the same grow conditions. Both of these are under the shop light. 4-inch pot, 3-inch pot. See the difference in growth. This 4-inch pot gives this plant more root growth, which means it's getting more nutrients from this, which is making it to where it will grow a lot better. So the importance of sizing up and the size of your pot matters when you're transplanting these seedlings, because the bigger and the more soil that you have for these, the more they're going to grow, the more nutrients they can get. All right, let's take a look at these here. These were under the 4-foot shop light, but these are 2-inch by 2-inch little seed pods. They look great. They're good. They're a little further along than what the other one would be, but like I said, this was under the shop light. Abe Lincoln's. Let's look at this one. Under the shop light, Abe Lincoln. There's a lot of difference. Oh, a lot of difference in size here. It's because this is a 3-inch pot versus a 2-inch pot. Under the same grow conditions, you can see the size of your pot makes a big difference. All right, now then, oh my gosh, let go, quit grabbing each other. All right, this here is a Manitoba that we planted that's under the grow light. Looks fairly well. Planted at the same time that these Manitobas were planted. But if you'll notice, there's 20 little seedlings in here, all in this little 2-inch by 2-inch pot. So they can't go anymore. These were all planted and seeded at the exact same time. These we haven't transplanted into its own pot yet, which if we don't do before too long, these will be stunted and they won't grow at all. They'll eventually die out because there's not enough nutrients in this little pot, along with 20 little seedlings trying to fight for the same nutrients. Now, once we transplant them into one of these pots, they're going to grow a lot better. Does that make sense? So, the importance of potting up and the difference in the amount of grow light makes a huge difference. Now, all these last year that we put under our regular 4-foot grow lights are all about this size here. And another 3 weeks from now, they're probably going to be about like this here, maybe a little bit taller, ready to go into the garden, right about the right time. Well, we're going to have to put in our notes that because we're using these higher lumen and higher Kelvin lighting, even though they're shop lights and they're not grow lights, 4-foot lights, $20 at Walmart, then we may end up we should be able to plant or start our seedlings later next year if we know we're going to put them under these 4-foot grow lights. All right, so that kind of gives you an idea of the difference in what the lumens. I told you in another video, and like I said, it's linked in the bottom in the description. The right Kelvin and the right lumens make a huge difference in how these seedlings are going to grow. So anyway, think just a little bit of information. I'd like for you to please like, follow, and share this video. It helps me reach a greater audience. And also think about subscribing and hit that little bell notification. That way you're notified every time I put a new video out. Anyway, like always, keep it growing.